Hello, my beautiful Holy Family. This is Father Joe Krupp, and I'd like to take a moment and walk us through our Mass situation for from now to the end of the month of May. What I'm going to ask is that you please watch this video in its entirety, and that if you would, that you please share either this video or the information in it with your family and friends who might also be interested. So just to kind of review, we haven't been able to do public masses in some time, and that's a source of great pain and sorrow for many of you. And I want to begin by letting you know that that's a holy pain that you're experiencing. I know this sounds crazy. I'm proud of you for being sad that you're not able to receive the Eucharist. One of the best things we can have is a hunger for holy. So with that, I ask you to keep in mind that the pain you're feeling is a gift. It's a dreadful gift, but it's a gift. And I want to honor that and treasure it. So, as you may know, yesterday afternoon, our bishop released a statement that we're going to kind of continue in this way, but that we've been going, but with a slight variation, namely, some people can come. The immediate problem we ran into is there's so many of you. Again, what a great problem. So what do? Well, I think, surprise, God may have been one step ahead of us. The day before the bishop announced that we could have 10 people at Mass, we had anticipated that we would at least be allowed to have 5 or 6. So what we did was we took all of our kids in First Communion and we randomly assigned them a date to come to Mass to get their First Communion if they wish. They were also given the option of simply waiting till the crisis passes so we can schedule a First Communion Mass for everyone. But what we wanted to ensure was that each child who was ready to receive their First Communion could, in fact, do so. So we randomly assigned them a Mass. I hope you see where this is going. Namely, that the ability to come to Mass or not come to Mass, well, that's not going to change for us in many ways, and I'm sorry. These days are now set aside for our first communicants. So if you have a son or daughter who is getting their First Communion here at Holy Family, you know they got a schedule and are told, come on this day, or if you want, swap with one of your friends, or if you're not going to go on that day, let us know so we can open it. How will we open it? Well, I'm sorry. We just have to do first come, first served. I can't think of another way to pull this off. And we'll ask, obviously, that if you receive communion on Monday, that on the rest of the days you put yourself at the back of the line, right? To give everybody a shot. We will need to be selfless. We will need to be flexible. We will need to choose joy. And those are all very good disciplines for us. So what you're going to find is that we're going to release a schedule as we know it that says what days we'll be able to take 10 people in it. Well, technically 7 because we got to have our server and all that, server, me, and the camera person because we're going to continue to live stream masses. But what we're going to ask you to do is keep your eye on that schedule if you would like to receive communion. And you'll find that there will be days where it's going to be first come, first served. Now, obviously what you're hearing from me is most of a plan, not a whole plan, and that's because we haven't had a ton of time yet, but I wanted to get word out because so many of you are worried, frustrated, excited, whatever phrase you wish to use, or some, if you're like me, all of those things. Now, please listen to me on this part too, okay? I wrote it down. Guys, this is not a great plan, right? We recognize that it's not ideal. We were hoping for something bigger, but it wasn't allowed. And we pledge that we have done nothing but think and meet about this for the last, 15 hours. Just trying to figure out how to get communion to everyone. We can't find it, guys. In the meantime, my goal as your pastor is to encourage you to be holy. Right? This is the experience many generations of Catholics have had, a hunger for communion, but an inability to get it. So this isn't new. It's new for us, but it's not a new reality in the church. And we need to be heroic in our virtue. If you're tempted to complain about something you have no control over, I'm asking you to keep that to yourself or to your loved ones who can help you work through it. But in the meantime, guys, there's things we are called to control and things we aren't. And those things that we are not called to control, we need to ask God for the grace to endure well. I ask that you understand we are doing our absolute best. So let's assume the best from your pastor and from my team here, and know that we're going to assume the best about you. We've been given a weird situation, and we're going to fight like heck to be holy in the midst of it. Please, if you are at risk, do not come. Okay? I love you, and I get how bad you must want to receive. But if you are an at-risk person, please do not come. Stay home. Stay safe. If you're not feeling well, stay home. Keep everyone else safe. In the midst of all this, I also ask you to please pray for a very good friend of mine, Father Ryan Riley. He was struck with this virus, and he is in the ICU in Ann Arbor. And I love that beautiful priest, and I ask us all to pray for him. So here we are, God's people. We're not where we were hoping to be, but we're a little bit closer. And we are going to rejoice that God chose us to be heroes in such difficult times. And in the midst of it all, let's keep our eyes fixed on Jesus. We will write down something so it may be a little clearer for you as to what we're doing, and we hope to get that out soon. I just wanted you to know we're on top of it. I love you guys. I thank Jesus every day he lets me be your priest. Let's pray for the grace to bear this well.